Watch this review here with a look at the Imaginext DC Super Friends Mr. Freeze and Penguin. For those of you not familiar with Imaginext, as I wasn't, it's put out by Fisher-Price, meaning it's more geared towards young children. However, these things are really cute, and they're sort of on the same level as the Marvel Superhero Squad and the DC Action League, I believe it's called, which are all just tiny figures that are more for display than anything else. Of course, whereas those other two series kind of stick the figures in like sort of preset poses, even though they can move around, they can't really do much beyond that. These figures have a more neutral stance, so I really like these better. You can find these figures in most major retailers. However, certain configurations are specific to certain stores. Like this only at Target actually only refers to this blister pack right here, which is a $4 blister. You can actually buy the same figure with the same accessories, just with one additional accessory for $6 at other places, as well as Target actually. And then like Toys R Us has some vehicle exclusives and stuff like that. And of course, if you like these, they do offer several other lines, but I mean, I'm only really getting these for the superheroes and probably only these two characters, so. And if you are interested in picking these figures up, I would definitely do offline only, just because there's some serious quality control issues in terms of paint. Especially in the case of the Penguin, where you'll have white bleed from the inner vest and gloves onto the jacket and occasionally the pants, and then the gray from the boots will get on the pants as well. The Mr. Freeze isn't as bad, but I saw one in stores where one of the eyelashes wasn't fully painted in. As for the figures themselves, these are really great sculpts. It's just a shame that the paint couldn't be more consistent. In terms of articulation, they have a whopping 3 points. Yeah, that's right, you heard me, 3 points. You have a ball-jointed shoulder, on both arms of course, and then the legs will move as one piece. Now, in most cases, it's enough to sit down, but Penguin is a little bit too hefty to sit down, so he won't fit into any of the vehicles. Mr. Freeze comes with his trademark freeze gun, which I'm actually not sure how it's supposed to be held, whether it's supposed to be upside down like that or right side up, if I can squeeze it in there. Which is why I assume that it was supposed to be upside down, just because it doesn't fit like this that well. But it attaches into a pack on his back, which clips into the body via peg hole. I really like this one, mostly for the detail on the face, which he looks kind of sinister and then very adorable at the same time. Like he's trying really hard to be mean, but you just can't take him seriously. Here's a better look, but you still won't be able to see it all that well just because the light really bounces off the dome. But he's got those little red glasses on, which I think are more from the animated series than anything else. And this outfit's just really great looking. It's all really basic colors because, no real paint variation, but it's really cool. His arms don't do a tremendous amount though, just because you've got these shoulder pads up here. Otherwise, really terrific looking figure. And really would go well with, I guess whatever Marvel superheroes or DC Action League figures you have. Penguin's really the one that got me hooked though. You'll see that he's got his little monocle there, and he's got this really cute, mischievous smile on his face. Very kind of sort of evil looking, but at the same time, just too adorable to be taken seriously. Especially like how the chin kind of comes to a point right here. Now, although Mr. Freeze comes with a freeze gun, Penguin for some reason didn't come with an umbrella, and even like the other configurations for him, he doesn't really have an umbrella. I mean, the $6 one has this one pack that you can strap to his back, which is what these two peg holes are for. And then, like, if you pull this little, or push this little button, the umbrella thing will spin. But I mean, it's really lame, and you can't even hold the umbrella. It's kind of like this little boxy thing. As opposed to Mr. Freeze, who has this huge freeze chamber for $6. And it's like, I don't know why they have some figures really chintzy, other ones really not. But he comes with these little penguins, which, I mean, this one's a really cute looking penguin. The other one's kind of crappy looking, but it'll roll if you push it. It's got this little ball or wheel here. Of course, I would never really do that, so I really like this penguin. This one not so much. But, I think they could really use rocket launchers on their backs, Because I don't own any DC Action Leaguers, for comparison I've decided to toss in the Marvel Superhero Squad Blob. As you can see, they're a little bit taller than him, but, I mean, they all do look like they fit, so it's not like they stand out like a tremendous amount. Although I'm not sure if you would display a ton of the smaller figures together anyway. I'm going to toss a link to the site up in the sidebar in case you want to check out the other figures available. It's mostly just Batman and Batman villains, but there's no Scarecrow, no Killer Croc. It's kind of limited. They do have a Superman and a Green Lantern, which I haven't seen in stores, but I mean, those things that are listed there, will show them with the vehicles. Just be aware that there are different configurations. Even like some vehicles, they have like 3 figures included, but just no accessories in those cases. Personally, I really like these figures, and I'd love to see more of them, but I have a feeling that Fisher-Price, even if it's successful, will probably just stick with upselling the vehicles and the other stuff instead of giving us a huge variety in figures. Like, I doubt we'll ever see even like a Catwoman. But there's always hope. And at any rate, they've already covered Batman and some of the most major villains, so even if they don't expand, it's really not a huge deal. Especially because I already got a Penguin, which, I mean, that would be the one I'd probably most look out for, because he's a pretty cool character. But let me know what you think by commenting below. Also, if you collect one of the other big existing lines of the Marvel Superhero Squad or DC Action League figures, just tell me how you feel that this stacks up against them. Until next time, folks, I'm going to try to find me an umbrella for my Penguin.